Hello students. So we will go on further today with the topic of polynomials. Today we'll discuss the relationship between the zeros and coefficients of a quadratic polynomial. If I have this given quadratic polynomial, how do I find out the zeros? We can use splitting of the middle term here. So 2x square, I hope everybody is comfortable with splitting of the middle term. It is, the product is 6 into 2, 12. So I can break 8x as minus 6x minus 2x plus 6. Right, so I will get 2x, x minus 3 minus 2, x minus 3. So 2x minus 2 into x minus 3 is my final factorization. I can also take a 2 common from here. So x minus 1 and x minus 3. Is that okay? Now what are my zeros? Zeros कैसे मिलते हैं? We find out the zeros by putting these factors equal to 0. So for zeros, I get x minus 1 equal to 0, implying x equal to 1 is 1 0, and x minus 3 equal to 0 will further imply x equal to 3 is the other 0. If I simply use these two zeros and find out the sum of zeros and the product of zeros. So sum of zeros will be, right now I have 1 and 3 as 0, so 1 plus 3, that is 4. And product of zeros is given by 1 multiplied by 3, that is 3. Now any quadratic polynomial ax square, which is the standard form of a quadratic polynomial, ax square plus bx plus c, I have a relationship that sum of zeros is given by minus b upon a. B is the coefficient of x and a is the coefficient of x square, and the product of zeros is given by c upon a. So now if I go back to the previous example, my polynomial was 2x square minus 8x plus 6. Right, let me check it once again. 2x square minus 8x plus 6, and my zeros came out to be 1 and 3. And the zeros were 1 and 3. So sum of zeros is given by 1 plus 3 equal to 4. Now if I use the relationship here, this one, so that will be given by minus of minus 8 upon 2, which is again 4. So that is same. This is the verification. Then if I talk about product of zeros is given by, actual product will be 1 into 3, that is 3. So, and if I use the relationship, I will get c upon a. C is the constant term, 6 upon a is the coefficient of x square, that is again 3. So, we have verified the relationship of the zeros by actually finding them and by using this relationship. We can do one more example here. Another example can be, find the zeros of the quadratic polynomial x square plus 7x plus 10, and the question is asked like this only: verify the relationship of, zeros and coefficients. So first of all, let me find out the zeros here. So x square plus 7x plus 10. By splitting of the middle term, I will get the factors of 10 can be 5 and 2, which will add up to 7. So plus 5x plus 2x plus 10. So x plus 5 plus 2 into x plus 5, that will ultimately give me x plus 5 into x plus 2. My zeros this time are, so zeros are minus 5 and minus 2. Now let's find out the sum and product of zeros. So sum of zeros is minus 5 minus 2, which is given by minus 7. And according to the relationship, I have sum of zeros is given by minus b upon a. And what is my b is 7. So minus 7a is 1. So we can see that the actual sum of zeros and according to the relationship we are getting the same answer. So we have verified that this is same. Then I go to product of zeros. Product of zeros will be minus 5 multiplied by minus 2. That will be 10. Now according to the relationship, the product is equal to C upon A. That is C is 10 upon A is 1. So which is again equal to 10. So we can again see that this is same. So we have found out the zeros of this polynomial and we have verified the relationship of the zeros and coefficients, right? So let's do one more of this kind. Another one can be find the zeros of x square minus 3 and verify the relationship. Verify the relationship of zeros and coefficients. So if I start again, x square minus 3 can be written as, it's simply a square minus b square identity if I want to use. So x square minus root 3 whole square. Right now, so that will be x minus root 3 into x plus root 3. So my zeros are root 3 and minus root 3. My sum of zeros will be equal to root 3 minus root 3, which is 0. And if I look for the sum of zeros according to the relationship, I should get it as minus b upon a. What is b? We do not have a coefficient of x here. The x term is missing in this polynomial. So it's not the x what is 0. I hope everybody understands. It's the coefficient. So that means b is equal to 0. So 0 upon 1 is equal to 0. So verified. Again, product of zeros. Product of zeros will come out to be root 3 multiplied by minus root 3. That is minus 3. Now if I use the relationship here, it is c upon a. What is c? Constant term is minus 3 upon 1. So it is again verified. Now the next type of question can be, students, that if we have the sum and product given to us. For example, if the sum of zeros is given to be s and the product of zeros is given to be p, then my quadratic polynomial should be, in this case, x square minus sx plus p. We have just reversed the same thing. We were taking an extra negative sign, if you remember. In sum of roots, we were putting minus b upon a. So we were taking an extra negative sign here. So that is what we are neutralizing it here. X square minus sx plus p. So now if I have a question here that find a quadratic polynomial whose sum and product is given to us. Polynomial whose sum of zeros is minus 3 and product of zeros is 2. So you have to find the quadratic polynomial. So it's very easy. simply we take it as S is equal to minus 3 in this case, P is equal to 2. So according to the formula, I should get my quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial should be given by x square minus sx plus p. So x square minus of minus 3x plus 2. So that will give me x square plus 3x plus 2. We can always have a common factor. Remember students, we can always have a common factor k here, which when you will take the ratio of the coefficient of x and coefficient of x square, this will cancel out. And even in case of product of root, constant term and the coefficient of x square, again k will cancel out. So that's why we can always have a k here. This k can be 1 also. So this is the required polynomial. So also in this case, that means I can have for infinite number of values of k, we can have k equal to any real number. For infinite values of k, we can have infinite number of polynomials possible with sum of zeros as minus 3 and product of zeros as 2. Remember this thing. Thank you.